What's up? It's Lauren and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about a review for Into the Water by Paula Hawkins. This is the second book of hers, and if you don't know, she did write the first, her debut novel was Girl on the Train, and I believe I have a review for that out as well. I will link it down below. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. This was like, this and A Court of Thorns and Roses was like the first book, like the two books that were like the most wanted on my purchase list and then on my read list. So I decided to take a break between City of Ashes and City of Glass, and I decided to pick up Court of Thorns and Roses and this one and another one, which we will be talking about later. But I really, I was really excited to get this. Granted, my copy is not the best copy. I still got to read it, right? That's all that matters. So yeah, I would like to talk about some of the problems that I had with this book. I did give it a 3.5 stars on Goodreads, and here's the reason why. I actually think I ranked The Girl on the Train higher than I did this, and the reason why is because of the twist. Now, I can't guarantee y'all that there will not be spoilers in this, so I will warn you later on in the video, when I put my book down, that means I'm talking about a spoiler. When I bring it back up, that means I'm not talking about a spoiler, and you can continue watching, or you can unmute, or whatever it is that you do. So yeah, I'm not sure if I can get through this and not talk about a spoiler, but yeah. This is written in like 9 different people's, points of view. It's like Nell Abbott, Jules Abbott, Lena Abbott, and it's kind of like teaching us, not teaching us, but like helping us keep up with who the characters are. In the beginning of this book, it goes the people of Beckford, and it has like the list of everybody on there. I have a problem with this, the viewpoints mostly. If it had been like 3 different people, I would have been perfectly fine and okay with it, and then just bring in others. But it was really hard for me to keep up with who I was reading. Now, granted, they do have like, whenever I'm reading, they do have who I'm reading up here. It has like, right here, it says Jules Abbott. So I know I'm reading Jules' perspective, but sometimes when a character that I hadn't read in a while would pop back up, I'd have to go all the way back to the beginning and look at, okay, well remind myself, okay, well this person was this person's, relative or whatever. And I did that. I found myself doing that multiple times in the book. So it's unfortunate because I really, really liked that. And that was a big factor in why I did why I gave it the rating that I gave it. It did keep me on my seat. Like, I kept pushing myself through. I kept reading. And it didn't get as slow of a start as The Girl on the Train. It took me a while to get through A Girl on the Train, and I will give it props for that because it did keep me on my seat. It did keep me, like, wanting to read more and more, and I love that. I love it when a book is able to do that for me. But, like I said, there are some flaws. I think Lena needs to have an attitude change. I lost a parent when I was 8. Granted, I didn't lose him when I was a teenager, and I understand where some of her anger might come from, but like, people are only trying to help her. And it just really upset me that she was kind of like rejecting. And I understand that she had a secret that she was keeping, but I really feel like these people were only trying to help her, and they were only trying to like get help to solve her mother's suicide. That is not a spoiler. It is already mentioned in the beginning of the book. Like, as soon as you open it, actually on the back of the book, the excerpt, it mentions that her mother committed suicide. So like, whatever. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, I don't like Lena that much. Lena kind of, she's okay with me. Jules Abbott gets on my nerves. Don't like her. Patrick Townsend, I don't like him either. There's so many characters in here that I don't like. Sean Townsend, cool. Helen needs to go somewhere that's not Beckford. She needs to go. Goodbye. I don't like Helen. Louise Whitaker. Katie's mom, and Katie is mentioned in this as well. I understand kind of where she's coming from. I mean, I have not, I don't have a child. I have not lost a child. But, I mean, I have been through grief. And I do know what grief does to you. And I know how grief can leave you feeling, like you need to find someone to blame. And I totally get that. That's, I do have experience with grief. I've gone through it multiple times in my life. So, I do feel with that, and I like Josh. Josh is Josh is Louise's son. He had an older sister, Katie, but she also fell victim to the water. In this town of Beckford, there is a pool called, like, the dying pool. What is it called? The drowning pool. And I'll just read the back of it to you. It says, a single mother turns up dead at the bottom of the river that runs through town. Earlier in the summer, a teenage girl met the same fate. They are not the first women lost to these dark waters, but their deaths dredge up secrets long submerged. So what this is about is basically like, things aren't what they always seem on the surface. There's always something behind something. There's always some kind of motive behind someone's actions, and I really like how psychological she got with it, and how interesting she got, and how far she almost pushed these characters. Yeah, the writing was good. I enjoyed the writing, much like I enjoyed Girl on the Train. If I had to compare the two, I would really much rather read Girl on the Train than this. And as far as it goes, this was a letdown for me. I was so hyped about this book, and it was really good. Like I said, the beginning was like, I was hooked instantly from the beginning. But it was just the middle towards the end that I was just like, I'm losing it with this book. I was like, I cannot do this. Yeah. I want to talk about the ending for a minute. I'm going to put my book down. It's a spoiler. So whenever I bring my book back up, please unmute your TV, unmute, your headphones, whatever you have. But I'm going to be talking about a spoiler right now. So if you're not muted and you have not read the book, mute it. Because I'm not going to be held responsible for spoiling it for you when I've given you warning. So let's talk about the ending for a minute. Patrick Townsend. Those of you who have read the book, he's a butthole. I can't stand him, and I'm glad that he got sent away to the slammer. I'm sorry. I am. And now looking back at it, I can kind of see why he took the fall for what happened. But I was expecting this twist, like right, I guess maybe about a quarter of the way to the end of the book. Girl on the Train, the ending was revealed. It kind of like, it went like this, and then peaked almost at the very end, and then it kind of gradually ended in a way that Rachel was kind of like, we wrapped it up. There was like a wrap up for Girl on the Train. This ending, however, did not get me. It got me, and I was so shocked. And I was a little disappointed about the ending too, because in the other one, I didn't see the other one coming, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so crazy. And this one was just still as crazy, but I was like, I didn't see it coming. And that was Sean pushing Nell off the cliff by accident, and I did not see that coming. I think he did it by accident. I think he sat there and he was like, he was having like a flashback, or like a different, he was having a flashback of like when his things happened with his mom, and so then, he heard her and he accidentally like pushed her. I think, or when the vision that he has, his mom is like, reaching back to like talk to him or like touch him, and he pushes her hands away. And in real life, his body pushes Nell away. And I think that Patrick probably knew about that, and Patrick was like, oh, I'm going to go take the fall for my son. I appreciate that. I still don't like you, Patrick. That's fine. But yeah, the ending was so crazy. And it left us on a cliffhanger, and I don't know how I feel about that either. Like I said, unlike Girl on the Train, where it was towards the end that she did give us the stuff. She did give us, you know, the ending, but she kind of tapered off a little bit with it, and it kind of came to a close. So yeah, and I think the shock and awe factor there was very lackluster with this. So yeah. Hey guys who do not have spoilers, or who didn't want spoilers, I'm back. So yeah, overall, I think this book is good. I gave it a 3.5 stars. I probably will pick it up and read it again. That's what makes me, you know, decide. I really have to sit down and think about, will I pick this book up and read it again? And I will. It was really interesting. It was really fascinating, and like, I'm not a mystery thriller junkie at all. I'm just now getting into it. I do have a couple of mystery thrillers on my shelf now. And, you know, courtesy of Paula Hawkins, which was my first mystery thriller. And I was very pleasantly surprised with her first book. And I thought this one was good, but it wasn't as good as her first. I'm sorry. But yeah, so if y'all have any comments, questions, leave them down below. Let me know what y'all think. That's going to have to be it for Into the Water by Paula Hawkins. What did y'all think? I think there could be a little, you know, less characters in here. I think maybe she can narrow it down to about 5 or 4, maybe even 3. Because I just don't think all that was just necessary. It just, my head was like everywhere, and I was like, I can't keep up with who's who. So if y'all feel the same way, you know, let me know. What did y'all think about this? Did y'all like it? Did you not like it? How many stars did you give it on Goodreads? What did y'all think? Those of you who have read the ending, don't spoil it, but what did y'all think about the ending? Like, it was crazy. So just let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when I post new videos. And yeah, I'm going to see y'all next time. Bye.